So hello my dear students, as transportation in a human being we learnt, like that now transportation in plants. Is the plants also need the transportation? Yes, the plant body has also, because they are also living organism. As you know about the plants are taking the carbon dioxide, sunlight and also the water, and whatever there is a formation of food is there, storage is there, there is in the leaves, in the chlorophyll pigments are there, there is a formation of the food taking place. So also photosynthesize the energy stored in the chlorophyll containing the organs, and that is in the leaves it is taking place. The other kind of raw materials needed for the building of the body, like other nutrients, minerals are also necessary for the plants. Then these nutrients and minerals from where it is taking? As you know, for the plants, soil is the nearest part is there for the plants. So have you taken up separately that the building plant body, it is necessary the other raw materials also. For plant, soil is the nearest and richest source is there of the raw materials like nitrogenous, phosphorus and other materials. In the soil it is a rich of the nitrogens, and also the different mineral nutrients are present in the soils, and it is a very important part which is near to the plant. So the absorption of these substances therefore occurs through the part contact with the soil. And this absorption is there, it is taking place. As you know, you are observing that we are providing water to the plant and it is absorbing through the root from the soil, namely the roots, and it is here, if the distance between the soil contacting organs and chlorophyll is there containing organs are small, then energy raw materials can be diffused to all part of the body. So as you know, there is the, if any plant is there, for any different plant, the root part is there and the different plant part is there. It is the distance between that, it is more, as you the system is there or plant system is there, if you are observing, there is the distance between the part of the plant, if you are observing, it is more in between the chlorophyll and in between the roots. So it is necessary to reach the water there, nutrients, minerals there up till the leaves. So here, if it is small, then only it is taking place with the help of a diffusion process. Diffusion is a process with the help of that, how roots are absorbing the water. Water is absorbing by the roots of the plant with the help of the diffusion process. But if that system is there, it is complex and distance is more, and so because of that water want to reach up till the leaves, up till the different parts of the plant body. But distance is more, and so diffusion is not enough one process here for the plant body. So if distance of the soil here contacting organs and chlorophyll containing organ are small, then energy and raw materials are easily moving with the help of diffusion. But if the distance become large and changes of the plant design and diffusion process will not be sufficient. This process is not sufficient. Up till here the plants are with the help of roots, they are absorbing, up till there okay, but want to need that water will be transport to the different part of the body, or the food which is formed there into the leaves, it transport to the different, like to the stem, to the root, it is necessary to transport that one. So here it is a large distance, and so that is diffusion process is not sufficient to provide the raw materials to the leaves, like water is the raw material to the leaves and energy to the roots, and energy which is preparing in the leaves, that one reaching to the roots. It is diffusion is a not sufficient one. So a proper system of transportation therefore essential in such situation. So proper system is necessary for the transportation system. Energy needs a difference between the different body design. Plant do not move. Plant bodies have a large proportion of dead cells in many tissues. As you know, you learnt about the plant tissues and plant cells. There are many number of dead bodies are there, dead cells are there present in the plant body. Plant do not move and plant bodies are there, they have a number of dead tissues are also. Plant is not able to move from one place to another place. needs. So energy needs are there different. If we are comparing our body with the plant body, energy needs is different. We have more energy needs than the plant body. As a result, plant have a low energy needs and can use here relatively slow transport system. They have a slow transport system. As in our transport system, blood is transporting with the help of a heart, pumping organ, muscular organ is present, which pump the blood throughout the body. But here, plant energy needs are the less one than us, because of they are not a movable one and their energy needs are there less one. So they have a not that much complex body system. As a result, plant have a low energy needs are there. Here so they have a slow transport system is there compared to the us. The distances over transport system have to operate over and can be very large in plants such a very tall trees. As you know, very tall big trees are also present, and in that tree as herbs, shrubs and trees there are the trees are classified. So tall trees are there, that tall trees are there, big branches are there, big stems are there. Up till that there is a necessary to transport the water also. So the plant and energy to the up till roots. Plant transport system will move energy stores from leaves to raw materials from roots. So energy transports are there, and also the water transport, mineral transport from roots to the different part of the body it is necessary. These two pathways are constructed as the independently organized conducting tubes. So here there are two transport systems are there, tubes are there, that is a xylem and phloem. So xylem is a water conducting tube and phloem is the food conducting tube. So here the two pathways are constructed independently and through the conducting tube. These are nothing but the xylem, that is a conducting tubes are there or conducting vessels are there. The xylem moves the water and minerals obtained from the soil, and so xylem is there, water and minerals which is absorbing through the soil by the root, that is transporting with the help of a xylem, which are nothing but the conducting tubes or conducting vessels are there. Conducting vessels or tubes are there in the plants. So the phloem transport the product of photosynthesis from the leaves where the synthesized other parts of the plant. So there is a food conducting is there, which is prepared into the chlorophyll with the help of chlorophyll in the leaves, in the green part of the plant. Food preparation is there, and that will transport with the help of the phloem conducting tissue. So first of all, transportation of a water. How transport of a water is there? It is taking place. In xylem, vessel tracheids of the roots, stems and leaves are interconnected to form a continuous system of water conducting channels. As you know, in the 9th standard you learned about the xylem vessel tracheids. In the xylem is a complex permanent tissue. In that there is a xylem vessels, xylem tracheids, xylem fibers, xylem parenchymas are present. The xylem vessels and tracheids are there, of the roots are there, and roots, stem and leaves. Xylem vessels, tracheids, they will help us. See, in the xylem vessels and xylem tracheids, these are there help of in the here of a root, stem and leaves where they are present interconnected. They are interconnected for the root, stem and leaves with the help of vessels and tracheids to form a continuous system of a water conducting channels, and they will form with the help of a xylem vessels and tracheids. There is a formation of a continuous conducting channel. So here water conducting channel, water conducting tube will form there, and in all part of the plant. At the roots, the cells in contact with water, here soil. In the root region, the cells which are contact with the soil here actively take up the ions. They will take the ions, and this creates a different concentration of the ions between the root and the soil. See here, near the root, the cells which are near to the soil, they are actively here participate there. So this create a difference in the concentration of these roots. At the roots, the cells in contact with soil actively take up. The cells which are contact with soil, they are actively take the ions, water ions are there, they will actively take from the soil. The roots has a cells, that cells take the ions from the soil. So there creates a difference. Difference is there because higher concentration and lower concentration, there will form a diffusion system is there, you learnt. So water moves here, or some substances are there, they will move from higher to lower concentration. Like that here there is creates a difference concentration of the ions between the roots and the soil, there is a difference is causing, and therefore here water moves into the root from the soil to eliminate these differences, and water is there, it will move from soil to the root, from the soil, and here it enter into the root to eliminate that difference. There is a higher and lower concentration form, and so because of that, to eliminate that difference, there is water is moving from the soil to the root. Then that means there is a steady movement of water into the root system. There is a steadily water movement is taking place with the help of diffusion system, and so creating a column of water that is steadily pushed upward, and so steadily that water is there moving upward, and that water pushing upwards, and the tubes are there, it will run from that, and then it will run to the here stem, different branches of the plant, and also to the leaves, that conducting channel are there, or conducting tubes are there, where water will push upward. However, the pressure by itself is unlikely to be enough to move the water over the height that we commonly see in plants. So that pressure is there creating and moves upwards, because there is a creating a difference, and then after that here to eliminate that difference, there is a continuously the water steady movement of water is there, it is taking place. Plants use another strategy to move the water in a xylem upwards to the height point of the plant body. Another one system is there here the plants are using. So if you are taking here is activity, take a small pot and here same size having a same amount of soil, and then one should have a plant in it and place a stick in the same size. Means in one pot take a stick and another pot take a here plant. Then cover that one in the with both plants with a plastic. So observe that one, moisture cannot be escaped by the evaporation like this. You should cover that plant and stick with the help of a here plastic. Cover both with the sides and the plant, and the other with a stick with the plastic sheets. Place in a bright sunlight for half an hour and observe that one. What you are observing there? Through the stick there is no any evaporation, or water will not come, or droplets are not observing. But the plant which we have covered with a plastic, you are observing that water droplets are there into the plastic. Where from that water droplets are there? They came from where? As you know, the evaporation of water, that is the transpiration method is there, where water is there here. Evaporation of water is taking place in the transpiration. So water in the form of a water vapor, it will come out, but when there is a place is not there, then water vapors are there, again convert into the water droplets, and that are sticking into the for that plastic. So here this method is there, means excess of water which is present in the plant, it will come out through the evaporation, through the transpiration process. And here there is again, means when transpiration process, the water when convert, or water when excess water is there which eliminate from the plant body and by the evaporation method, and water is there convert into the water vapor, and it will eliminate it from the plant body. That time it creates a pressure on that system, on that channel, and because of that on the root there it creates a pressure, and water will there, it will come up, and as you know it is against the gravitational pull. See what I am telling here, with the help of a transpiration process, water is there, with the help of a transpiration process it will come out. And so you are observing that here, as I told here in that one plant is there, for that plastic we covered. That plastic has the water droplets because of the transpiration, evaporation of water is there, and water droplets are come and stick there for the polythene bag. Here it creates whenever excess water which is present in the plant body, with the help of through the stomata, water is there, it will come out from that stomata, open stomata which are present on the leaves, the pores which are present on the leaves, through that water will come out. That time it creates a pressure, and that pressure is there, it moves from that conducting channels to the on the root, and on the root when the opposite side of pressure will create, there is a suction of water or absorption of water against the gravitational pull, it is taking place. So this is also one of the method for the absorption of the water from the soil. Means there are the two methods are there, as we saw in the first method. There are the vessels and tracheids are there. How there is a difference creation in the creating in the ions, the cells which are present near to the soil, they are absorbing the ions, and it creates a difference, and so because of that there is a continuous water supply is there and pushes the water upward in the with the help of the tracheids and vessels, and there is a conducting channels are there to the different parts of the plant body, it will reaches. And second part is there with the help of here transpiration. Provided that the plant has an adequate supply of water, the water which is lost through the stomata is replaced by water. So from the xylem vessels in the leaf. So here there is the adequate supply of water, the water which is lost through the stomata. There is a water loss is there from the stomata, as I told you, by the evaporation. There is always water loss is there, it is taking place, and it is replaced by water from the xylem vessels in the leaf. In fact, evaporation of water molecules from the cells of a leaf creates a suction which pulls the water from xylem cells of roots, and so there is a suction of the water is there against the gravitational pull, it is taking place. So the loss of water in the form of a vapor in the aerial part of the plant is known as a transpiration. As I told, there is a loss of water in the form of a here vapor, that is called as a in the aerial part. Aerial means this part is there which is present in the air, that is the aerial part. From that there is a loss of water from in the form of vapor, it is taking place. That process is called as a transpiration. The transpiration help in the absorption and the upward movement of water. So with the help of transpiration we saw that there is a upward movement of water or absorption of the water from the soil, and upward movement of water is there against the gravitational pull, it is taking place, dissolving it from the roots to the leaves. It also help in a temperature regulation also. So temperature regulation in the plant body, for that purpose also it will help transpiration process. With the help of transpiration it regulates the here temperature. The effect of the root pressure in the transport of water is more important at night. During the day when stomata are open, the transpiration pull becomes a major. Here when daytime is there, here that time the transpiration process is there, pull becomes a major driving force in the movement of water. When daytime is there, that time transpiration pull is there, it is a more, and there is a pull of the water is there more. So this is about the how the xylem is there conducting tissue, it conducts the water for the different parts of the plant body. Now or transportation of water for the different part of plant body. Now transportation of the food. So transportation of food is taking place with the help of a phloem. In the phloem, how it is taking place, see about that. Transport of the food and other substances. So far as we discussed transport of the water, like that minerals in plants. So now let us discuss about the product of a metabolic processes, particularly photosynthesis are moved from the leaves. So food where taking place, preparation of a food in the leaves, as you know, with the help of a chlorophyll pigments, with the help of a photosynthesis which is taking place in here in the chlorophyll pigments. So here are moved from the leaves which they are formed and other parts of the plants here. So this transport of soluble products of photosynthesis is called as a translocation. So here transpiration is different than the translocation. Another one point, that is the translocation. So here this translocation is there, transport of a soluble products of a photosynthesis. In the photosynthesis food will form. The soluble products which form in the photosynthesis, like a starch or any glucose which will form here, that soluble products of the photosynthesis is called as a, so that transportation of the soluble products. See, in the plant body there is the soluble products as a food which will form, which are soluble products are there, they will transport to the different part of the body, and that is called as the translocation. And it occurs in the part in the vascular tissue, that is called as known as a phloem, and this is nothing but that transportation of the soluble products that is called as a translocation, and it is taking place in the phloem. Beside the product of a photosynthesis, the phloem, there is it is known transports amino acids and other substances, and also here product of photosynthesis they are here transporting, and beside to that there is also amino acids and other substances are there. These substances are especially delivered to the storage organs of the roots. So here there is amino acids and other substances are also delivering, and these substances are the storage organ of the roots, fruits, seeds, and also to the growing organs are there. There they will substances are there, they are transporting. See, the food is transporting, and also the soluble substances are there, they will transport it. Amino acids and other substances are there, they are transporting to the different parts, like a root is there, and like a fruit, seeds parts are there, growing region of the part of the plants are there, it will transport there. The translocation of food and other substances takes place in the few tubes. So as in the xylem, how there is a vessels and tracheids are there, in the phloem there is a few tubes are there. Few tubes, companion cells, you learnt about that in the 9th class. So here in the phloem few tubes are there. With the help of that few tubes, there it is taking place. So the translocation of the food substances takes place in few tubes, help of the adjacent companion cells. So in the phloem, as I told, there is a few tubes, companion cells are there. They are present near to the few tubes. With the help of that, in upward and downward, roots are absorbing the water in the upward direction, in only one direction, that is moving. But here in the phloem, the translocation is there. Whatever the food substances are there, they are dissolving in the water, or there is soluble products are there of the photosynthesis, they are transporting to the different parts of the body in the here downward and upward direction, in the both direction, in upward direction and also in downward direction. For the root and for the different parts of the plant body, it is reaching in both direction, that food is there, or food translocation is there, it is taking place. Unlike transport in a xylem, which it can be largely explained by the simple physical forces. So here in the xylem, as you know, we saw there is a simple physical forces are there. Because of that forces, water is moving, or water pressure is there, continuous steady movement of water is there from the root to the upper part of the body, it is moving. The translocation in phloem is achieved by, here it is utilizing energy. So translocation is there, it is taking place with the help of energy. Material like a sucrose is a transport. See, the substances, as I told, many substances are there, soluble substances are there, otherwise the product of photosynthesis which are soluble, amino acid and other substances, they will transported here. So the translocation of that substances are there, like here example, here sucrose is there, it is a transferred into the phloem tissue using energy from ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So with the help of the energy, here is a translocation taking place of the sucrose. This increases the osmotic pressure of the tissue, causing the water to move into it, and so there is the formation of a, when sucrose is there, that sucrose is transferred into the phloem, that time it use the energy, and that energy is a ATP, and here because of that ATP it creates a osmotic pressure, and then it causes water to move in it. This pressure moves the material in the phloem to the tissue which have a less pressure. Where less pressure is there, that material is moving to the phloem to tissue which has a less pressure. So this allows the phloem to move the material according to the plant's need. It is moving according to their plant's need. For example, in the spring, sugar stored in a root. As you know, here in the spring season there is a sugar is stored in the root stem tissue here, which is transported to the buds, which needs energy to grow. As you know, for the sugar, here energy is stored into the root or the stem of that sugar. So here, but the sugar buds are there, it will come. So here that buds needs their energy to grow, and there is a transportation of the food is there in the sugar cane. So in the winter season, sugar cane which is growing, it needs there is here it is located or stored into the root or stem of that plant. So here sugar which is stored into the root or stem of the sugar plant, that time that is transporting to the bud. So this is one example to the bud which need energy to grow. Here it is one example they gave. So here this is about the transportation and the translocation. Here how transportation of the food, and also there is a transportation of the water. It is taking place with the help of a xylem and phloem. Xylem tissue has a water conducting tissue, that is the xylem vessels and tracheids. Phloem has a sieve tubes and companion cells are there. Transpiration, translocation is the transpiration, water which is moving or excess of water which is present in the body, in the loss of water from the in the form of loss of water in the form of vapor in the aerial part of the root, that is called as a transpiration. So translocation is also there, the transport of a soluble product of a photosynthesis here, that is called as a translocation. So this is about the transportation in plants here, and so here I think you understood about that, and you should complete live processes lessons on this point, question answers, and some important points are there. Read it properly, that lesson. Thank you.